Welcome everyone to the Lincolnville Selectmen's meeting. It is the 13th of June. It is the eve of our first portion of voting, and so we are having a slightly different format tonight and meeting an hour early. Sorry if it's confusing to anyone. I'd like to open the non-existent podium, but we'll have this microphone be the Citizens Forum podium for any non-agenda items.
I've got a non-agenda
Let's
item.
hear it.
Wonderful.
Great.
So I'm here on behalf of the parents of the 8th grade graduating class of Lincolnville Central School. They would like to have a celebratory gathering on June 20th on the beach in the evening. And with that, they were interested in having a fire. I spoke to Donnie Fullington, who's the fire chief. And he's spoken to the local game warden, because we were discussing the side next to the ferry, that is the state lands.
Yep.
And they are currently looking to establish guidelines, but they will not be in place by Monday. So Donnie asked me to come to determine what would the guidelines be if we came as the 8th grade class to you and said, may we put a fire on the town beach, so we can have a gathering on June 20th. We're open to input and suggestions. Our ideal initial thought was that we would have a bonfire in the sand. Not a bonfire so much as a campfire, just a small fire. If that's not palatable, we have access to a solo stove, which is like a contained campfire. And the location of that could be, below the water line if that's more palatable. If we have to be cooking over it, we can do marshmallows over it. But are there guidelines around which the town would find it palatable for us to provide a celebratory fire for the 8th grade class?
Okay, so traditionally during Citizens Forum, the board doesn't take any action. However, considering that,
The time frame.
so I'll ask the board, is this something that you feel like you want to take action on and discuss, considering the tight time frame? And I think it's worthy of having a conversation simply because of the enthusiastic conversations that have happened around fires on the beach
Okay.
previously. What are your thoughts?
I'd like to have it. Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
What are the schedule of events that we push the I don't know, they have a bonfire down there
For Christmas by the
Christmas,
sea.
but I know there's a permitting process for that, I think, isn't there? And there is a certain, maybe we should ask the town administrator, because it seems like he does know.
The group has never obtained any permission, but has always got a burn permit for that.
Yeah, and they also have
It's
come to the
I sh-
board and sort of.
I shouldn't say they've never gained permission. They may have gained permission long ago from,
Okay, I just couldn't
Board's
remember what the
administrator.
formalities were.
now, really the reality of this is we prohibit fires without Board of Selectmen, you oversee the operations of the public portion of the beach. And if entity wants to have a permit, or they would have to come to you.
We were planning on getting a burn permit,
Yeah.
but just want to make sure.
And the fire chief said he would issue a burn permit as long as the property owner was okay with it, and the representatives of the property owner are the five of you.
I see. Okay. Well, I'm okay with it. I hope that it's not in the intertidal zone where you just let everything wash away, right? So we leave no trace, that type of thing.
So you prefer above the water
Oh,
line?
well, I don't know what the tide is. I don't know what's gonna be.
Check the tides.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
It'll be high, if my math serves me, around 5 o'clock, and it'll be low around 11 p.m. So if we going out, why we would be there?
I see, yeah. So I don't know where you wanna put it. I don't think it would make any difference, whichever side of the line you wanna put it on. But I just hope that you clean up afterwards. even if it could wash away.
I agree with you, 100%, although the timeline is very tight. And we do have two selectmen who are not in attendance tonight, so this would be on our shoulders. I don't know what their opinions would be. Obviously, personally, I want to do everything I can for the kids of the town of Lincolnville, and you know that's near and dear to me, having children gone through the school system. I think I would like to know if the chief is going to permit this. I just would like to have a little bit of information as to if fire, God forbid, gets out of control, how we're going to fight it. Is it going to be completely cleaned up like the Christmas one is? You don't even know that they've been there. So I would assume that's what is going to happen.
I think that it's incumbent upon us to basically set those terms,
Okay.
you know, and then Don would, you know, give his
Yep.
nod of approval, which by default puts the fire department sort of on alert that
Mhm.
there is gonna be an active fire, and
Yep.
so if something happens, it's kind of
Okay.
on their radar, so to speak, for responding to something, so.
Sure.
I'm totally in concurrence about the leave no trace aspect, so I think whether it's that solo stove or, you know, just having a plan to, you know, within a tide cycle to have it completely remediated makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah.
And then also, staying within the confines of, I guess having a wrap-up time. You know, say by 10:30 p.m.
The kids have to go to school the next morning,
Yeah.
so that's.
What is the time frame that the beach is closed? Is there?
Sunset, I thought.
No.
What does the sign say?
I think no parking from 1 to 6, 1
Or is it
a.m. to
11,
6 a.m.
no, it's 11
So I think it's
p.m. to
11 p.m.
sunrise,
Okay.
so that nobody's sleeping on the beach, I think is the thought, right?
So we could ask you guys to be done by 11,
Mhm.
Yeah.
at the very latest?
Absolutely.
David, do you have any suggestions? Would it be smart to make a motion just to,
Yep, I think it would be appropriate to make a motion to approve the 8th grade celebratory campfire on the beach contingent upon a burn permit being issued by the fire warden,
yeah,
and that it be cleaned up, leave no trace, it fully extinguished, but they're gonna make them do that anyways.
right,
That's,
right. Yeah, we're sort of being redundant in some of our requests, but also,
I would rather know what you expect of us than.
you know, keeping the campfire to a campfire size as opposed to a bonfire, and that's super ambiguous in terms of both size and shape, but I think the general public would appreciate, you know, you're not gonna be throwing pallets
Correct.
on the fire
No.
to burn.
That's not
and
what
leave
we-
nails behind.
Yeah, only combustible items,
Perfect.
leaving no food
Yeah.
on the beach or trash, yeah, just essentially adopting leave no trace, which I think has pretty clear guidelines on their website.
I don't know,
Yeah.
just basically, just pack it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you pack it
Yeah.
in, pack it out. Yeah.
well, does someone wish to make that motion then?
Okay, I'll try. I can't just say
I
what
can
Dave
do it.
said? No, I know. No,
You can do it, I know you can.
I move that the 8th grade class is allowed to have their celebratory fire on what date?
June 20th.
On June 20th, contingent upon a burn permit issued by the fire chief.
We should probably get South Beach in there, or what do we call that?
Oh, the public beach?
What do we call that to identify where it's gonna be?
Yeah, the beach.
Lincolnville Beach, yep.
Yeah, would you
Okay.
just
Oh.
specify
Then
and then our requirements of, leave no
Okay,
trace and.
and continuing the motion, this will take place at the Lincolnville Public Beach, and we're asking that, or contingent upon a leave no trace practices.
Second that.
Moved and seconded, any discussion?
No.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and we really appreciate you coming in, and I think it helps because there potentially are neighbors that may be like, what's going on? And it's nice to just say, we've had the conversation, it's a responsible group of people, our fire chief is on board, you know, it's the best way to go about it.
To be called away from dinner.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Bring him a hot dog.
Well, it sounds like a really magical way to wrap up.
It
This is
does.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope the weather's great, like it should be, you know? And thank the kids, thank the students for going this route as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you so
great,
much.
absolutely, have a great
Lovely
evening.
meeting. Sorry we're not gonna stick around.
It's
Sorry.
okay.
Neither are we.
Anyone else for the Citizens Forum?
Yeah,
for
me,
the-
I'm gonna go sit down.
All right.
Yeah, this will be brief. This was supposed to be the 15-minute meeting, but it's gonna go, I'll be really brief.
We may be still.
Okay, Mike Gray, Lincolnville, 44 Road, Lincolnville Road, Lincolnville. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know, and then later I talked to you about it,
Yeah.
and David about it. I'll be putting my hat in the ring for being on the Maine Municipal Association Legislative Policy Committee. 2 people from each town. So there'll be 2 people from each county, excuse me. And anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know, I couldn't get it on last time's agenda because it happened, found out afterwards. And the deadline to get the nomination papers in is before our next meeting, consequently. But I just want to let you guys know, not asking for any action, but to see if anybody sees a problem with that, anticipates an issue with that in any way. I can't see a downside, but I'm not looking at everything. Also, to give everybody in TV land a chance to say the same thing.
Geez, Mike, it's awful good of you to give your time. I see you not having any time for anything else. That's,
I don't think it's going to be. Oh, I've got time. I've been sitting on my,
all right.
keystone.
Well, I
for the
certainly
last 2 months.
appreciate having a representative from this
Yeah.
town on this. This is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it down. I think it should be a good
Yeah.
thing for the town.
That's good.
So many years, it's like, get these updates from MMA, which are amazing, but
Yeah.
not having direct involvement.
Yeah,
So
they're-
I'm
yeah.
excited for you.
Yeah, well, who knows what's going to happen because it's an election, right?
Yeah,
so who knows.
sure.
So I could also ask you ahead of time for your votes when you see my name,
Mhm.
but I'll ask you that at the time.
Okay, remind us. And,
I will.
but you don't need anything from the
I'm-
town specifically?
I do. I'm going to ask you lately if you'd be willing to. I've got a nomination form, which includes a bio, but you have to sign on to it.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay.
And yeah, okay. And that'll be. We got to get that in by the 22nd. So if you think of anything, or if you guys out there think of anything in the next few days, give me a call.
Okay, sounds great. Thanks for the heads up.
What do you
Thanks,
got?
Mike.
God, I was really wishing there'd be a podium.
Make it roll it
To,
out the other
to
room.
hold.
Well, it just feels more authoritative. It's like I can give him the Gettysburg Address.
So moving along, and again, this is a limited select board meeting in light of the fact that we are running elections tomorrow. And we want that focus on running good, efficient, clean elections.
Mhm.
So with that, we really just have 2 more agenda items. The second being approval of the treasurer and payroll warrants.
I move the board approve and sign the treasurer's and payroll warrants.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor? Thank you all very much. And if there's no other business before the board, we'll entertain a final motion.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Oh, well done. You did 2
We
citizens.
do have to